Welcome to the official first episode of the Park Car Convos podcast.
Even though we had like 3 episodes already.
Okay, in reality, we've recorded like 3 episodes, but every time something's gone wrong, like the first episode we were gonna put out actually that Wednesday, the Wednesday following, the Wednesday following the first episode, and then, the mic that we used was just like not working.
Yeah.
It was very
like one person talking. It was just like you, and then you could like maybe hear it a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think like we needed to like turn up the sensitivity on that or something. I'm not quite sure really mics and everything, but like you can hear like a person like when they were like speaking directly into the mic, but like never again. So yeah. So welcome to the Park Car Convos podcast.
Yippee. Claps all around.
Your hosts are
Rob Crownson
and Yuri Castro. And do not start this again. Because last time I cut it out, but you were like, Castro? Is that like related to Fidel? And I'm like, bitch, that's stupid. Like, I know you're joking, but like, bitch.
Bitch, no.
But yeah, so I thought, like, before we, like, got into, like, any discussions, like, obviously we could introduce ourselves and, like, talk a little bit about ourselves. I know we already did in our... Several times over the last 3 episodes.
But this is our official first episode.
Right. So, introduce yourself, Rob. No,
I think you should go first.
Okay. Okay.
As the host, I think you should go first.
As the host? Oh, so you're getting a little cocky now. Okay, whatever. I'm Yuri. Not legal name, but what I go by literally everywhere. I go to EIU everywhere. What?
Wait, Yuri's not actually your official name?
No, Yuri isn't my legal name. Did you not know that?
No, because I just keep on thinking, oh yeah, this is like, that's just a normal name. I just hear Yuri this, Yuri that. I'm like, oh my gosh, now this changed everything. Now I have to start guessing.
No, well, let me get through my introduction, bitch. I'm Yuri. I'm a student here at EIU. My major is English education.
You're gonna be poor.
Says the fucking film, like, major. Are you serious? Anyways. Stop interrupting me.
I'm sorry. Fine. I'll be quiet for the rest of the time.
No, I'm just fucking with you, babe. Don't close off.
I'm for you too, babe.
Anyways. Yeah, I'm an English education major. I want to be, like, a high school English teacher. Someone asked me about this, and I wrote, like, a really long paragraph about it, but I'll sum it up because I don't want to say it all, like, on here, but I just really like literature a lot, and I was given the gift to gab, as my friend puts it. I could talk your ear off for, like, 24 hours about, like, literally anything. Like, I can, like, BS my way through any conversation. It's kind of fun.
He can. He has done it several times for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it feels very fulfilling to like, help someone understand something that they might like not be understanding. I find that very fulfilling. And so, that's why I want to be an English teacher. Yeah, I mean, I'm very creative also. I'm a very creative person. I love music and art. And yeah, that's me. Rob, you go.
Okay. I'm Rob Crownson. Cool name, I know. Not as cool as Castro, but cool.
Yeah, Crownson is a dope name, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways. Continue.
I go to Eastern. I'm a communications major. To be more exact, television production. So I get to play with cameras and make movies all day. I mostly chose it just because mean, I'm a very creative person. I love creating things out of nowhere and just be like, what's like the next big thing I can do? Because I'm like, bitch, what's gonna come out of my head? I'm gonna make it.
That's very fun. Honestly, I wish I had the guts to do that, like to like be like film production or like an art major, but like
you really gotta be like guts.
Yeah, and like we talked
gutsy.
about this in a different episode that we filmed that might not come out, but it's very hard to be very creative like 24/7 as your job, and like for me my creativity is something I find joy in. And I feel like if it were to become a job, I wouldn't find it very, like, enjoyable. So, that's why I didn't do, like, art.
In my opinion, it's like, if you're getting paid to, like, make your passion, it's like...
Yeah.
It's like, basically, like, if you were to, like, make art,
mm-hmm.
and you're getting paid for that art,
mm-hmm.
like, that's already, like, a thing that, like, gets you passion. Because, like,
yeah.
I'm doing something, and I'm making money, and people are watching this, I'm like...
Yeah.
That's the passion right there.
No, yeah, I totally agree. I think that, like, in a perfect fucking world, like, that would be, like, amazing. But, like, obviously, I know, I'm very realistic, and I know that, you know, there's, like, in a perfect fucking world.
Perfect fucking world.
But, I know that, like, there's a lot of, you know, people wanting to do that.
Yeah.
And, you know, with, like, teaching, at least, like, I have a scholarship under contract, so, like, they like give me a scholarship, but then I work like 4 years with like underprivileged schools, funded schools, and like basically like I'm just given a job straight out of college, which is great. So that, you know,
so taking the easy option.
I'm taking the safe option, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was that was our introduction.
Yeah.
I guess let's talk about your birthday, which is...
It's not that important.
I mean, which is officially today. Rob, how old are you today?
19.
Okay, little baby. Aww.
I don't want to get older.
I hate getting older.
I hate getting older. I don't want to do this.
There's this quote from this, like, show, and this guy's being, like, absolutely comedically, like, dramatic about death. And he's like... We're all corpses that have yet to rot. And I'm like, bitch. I'm like, that's like me as fuck. Like, that's...
Oh my gosh, that's like the human race.
I'm like... No, but I mean, like, that's something that my dumbass would say, like, stoned out. Like, that's something that I would absolutely say. Be like, we're all just corpses ready, you know, waiting to rot.
Or are those all zombies? Just corpses, though.
Oh. Anyways, so yeah, you're 19 now. How does it feel?
Awful. I don't want to. I just want to be 21 at this point, man.
Right? I'm like, again, from that same show, he's like, I'm too old to order off the kids menu and too young to die. What a stupid age am I? And I'm like, literally me. Like, oh my God. I'm too young to die right now. Like,
I can see it.
What?
You're right.
Yeah, I am right.
You are right. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm changing my perspective.
Oh,
when I get older, I have to change my perspective.
Oh, wow. I just got an insight into what the next, like, couple months are going to be until or I guess couple weeks, because my birthday is the 28th, so.
Yeah, you gotta be perspective.
Perspective, wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you leveled up?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I have raised above the level I was at to the 19.
To 19, wow.
Thank you.
What do you want for your birthday?
Beer.
Real.
Literally just...
You have any birthday plans?
Well, I'm going to sleep in.
Of course, right.
Hang out with friends, of course.
Okay.
And then get smashed face.
Smash faced?
Smashed. Smashed face. Ever heard of that before?
I've heard of shit faced.
I heard smashed face.
No, babe. I think it's always been shit faced.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Wow. You are adulting. You're becoming
Yes,
more like.
I am adulting.
You're becoming more mature.
I'm becoming mature.
Mature. Anyways. So, I guess we'll kind of like do a recap of what we talked about in the last episode. Just because like. The last couple episodes. because we've like talked about so much on these episodes that we just haven't put out because shit has been going wrong. But for starters, right, spring break was a couple weeks ago, but we haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. How was your spring break?
It was okay. I mean, the first couple days was good. Then I went to Colorado, which was pretty fun. Got to see my uncle.
Oh yeah, you had to get on a plane, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Slay.
I've done it before.
No, I know. I just was like, did you? In my head, I was like gonna ask you if you drove there or not, but then
Oh yeah, I drove there in a plane.
Why must it be so difficult?
I'm just saying, as a joke.
Okay, but imagine like a plane like driving on the highway. Like, I'm sorry,
just like on the highway, just going. Excuse me, guys.
Excuse me, I'm merging into the next lane. Bro, that'd be funny as hell. And like, with the throttle that like that airplane has, like you can just zoom.
Yeah, you just go high speed. Just Back to the Future, but for plane.
I don't know why that's so funny to me, but anyways, you were in Colorado.
I saw my uncle. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My uncle is a character, just gonna say.
Uh-huh.
He's a bit of a wacko, but I mean, still a good guy. You know, we hanged out. We went up to Mount Vernon, which is in the middle of mountains.
Mount Vernon?
Yeah.
Vermin is like
Mount Vernon.
Vermin is like rats.
Yeah, it's an actual town, Mount Vernon.
It's a town?
Yes.
There's a town named Vermin.
Yes.
That's fucking insane. That's so funny to me. Because vermin is like, you know, yeah, it's like rats, mice, like dirty, disgusting, like rodents.
Yeah, there's a town in the like mountains. There's a town called Mount Vernon.
That's crazy. I love that though. That's cool.
Got high off him. Had a very bad high experience.
Oh damn.
Then he was like freaking out.
Okay.
Then he fell asleep when I was freaking out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you were just left there alone.
I was left there alone, like usual.
With your thoughts.
With my thoughts.
Oh, no.
I was just, I found myself outside in the snow.
Oh.
And then he woke up and was like, hey, Rob, you want beer? I'm like...
And you were like, right on, man. Right on.
Right on.
You also told me that he got you, like... He almost got you murdered, like, twice.
Oh, yeah. We were... we went to Colorado State, hanged out with my cousin.
Okay.
Who I love. She's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Caitlin.
Caitlin, we love you, babe.
Love you.
We're doing heart fingers. He doesn't know how to do hearts, so he's just doing peace. But I'm doing a heart with my fingers.
I am doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. You did it.
This is a way to do it.
It doesn't look right, but go off.
We hanged out. We had fun. And then... we got back to the hotel that we were staying at. He's also very, very cheap. He's a very cheap person.
Okay. We love that.
So, it's awesome. But also when, you eat trash for, like, a few days, you get sick of it.
Yeah, real.
But, like, he's like, let's go to Waffle House. And so we're in front of a highway. And he's like, oh, we'll be fine. This is pitch black. There's no highway street. Like, no... lights or anything. He's like,
it's a highway, right? Yeah. There's not
nothing.
Lights on the highway. Yeah.
So he's like, we can cross, and so we cross, and he is holding on to me because I can't see for shit.
Yeah, you're blind. We know, legally blind.
And so he's like holding me and then like guiding me, and then he just grabs on me, pulls me back a little bit, and then the truck comes straight past me.
Dude, I would have lost my shit. I would have been like,
I was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, I pulled you back. I told you then. Then we got to Waffle House across from the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Ate there for a bit. Got out. We ran across again. He had flip flops on,
Mm-hmm.
and one of his flip flops came off in the middle of the highway. And so he went back. He didn't pick it up and run back. No, he was like, he put it back on in the middle of the highway when there was a truck like a few inches from him hitting him. And he's like, okay, we got it. And then just jogged back over when a truck almost hit him.
I feel like that man...
Shout out to
I
James.
feel like he should not have kids. I feel like he would, like...
He had kids.
He'd be like, well, fuck, she got hit. Like, I told her, like, to stand back. Like, I told her to get out the way. Like...
I told her.
Anyways, that's...
Okay, but shout out to my Uncle James.
Uncle James.
Uncle
We're
James.
shouting out your family, huh?
Yes. I love them, I think.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Uncharacteristically sweet, but sweet.
Wow. Just because when I show a little bit of emotion, you're like...
Oh, come on. I'm sorry. You can't see it, but I, like, rubbed his, like, knee. And he went and wiped off where I rubbed his knee. Okay, my spring break wasn't as eventful as yours. I worked a lot. I worked Monday, Thursday, and Friday, I think. Yeah, because Tuesday and Wednesday I didn't work.
Getting the money.
I got money that I all spent. That's basically already gone by now. I have like $50 left in my account.
Well paid.
Which I can get like a lot of alcohol for like $20, so
yeah,
not that bad. But yeah, I worked. I don't know if I can really share this story, but
you can say it if you
So
want.
I stayed over at a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
And we got high together for the first time. It was an experience. I had like 2 edibles, and then we smoked a joint or a blunt.
Ooh.
And that was fun.
Yikes.
And we were watching Community.
Oh, man.
And it was so funny, dude. We were watching that one gay episode.
Oh yeah.
Where like Pierce if you've never watched Community, Pierce is like this like old man who still goes to college, right? And he's rich. So he's just there for the shits and gigs, really. He's not like actually like learning anything really. But so he's very like, since he's very old, he's very conservative, very anti-gay. He makes a lot of like gay jokes, a lot of like racist jokes. And in the episode, he owns like a moist towelette company, and it was actually so cool because for that episode they actually used an actual drag queen. I can't remember her name. I don't wanna accidentally like say the wrong name, but like they used an actual drag queen, and so that drag queen was like, yeah, when I take off my makeup, I use moist towelettes by Pierce Hawthorne or whatever. And so Pierce becomes like a huge gay ally and stuff. It's really funny, really stupid. But yeah, we watched that and like we were just dying. We were laughing our asses off. Yeah, that was a good experience. And then
what else happened? Tell us.
No, nothing else happened that night.
Oh, nothing else.
It's not like that. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all.
You don't get. I'm just like here to like trying to like.
You're just an instigator. I swear.
I'm not an instigator. Just a hoping something bad to happen.
Okay. And then like the day before I came back, I'm still upset about this, but the day before I came back, I have like this like rich aunt, like not really rich, but she's richer than us. Actually she's pretty fucking rich. So like she like rented out like a banquet hall at Maggiano's, which is like this expensive like Italian restaurant place in Chicago. And she rented out like a little like banquet hall for her birthday. and it was so good. There was appetizers, there was bread, there was, what did they have?
Pizza.
No, they had like they have chicken parmesan,
Well,
chicken.
it's Italian.
The-
So it's everything Italian.
Oh, they had chicken piccata. That was
Piccata.
really good. I love chicken piccata. I love capers, those little black thingies.
Oh yeah,
They're so good. Like, they taste like weird, but
they're
like
a
good.
bit sour, but also kind of like
Limey.
limey. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But I liked it. All in all, I had a good time there. I got to see some like extended family that I haven't seen in forever. Yeah, I got to talk to all my like older uncles and like cousins who are like, or I guess uncles, I guess, because I wouldn't really call them my cousin. But in Mexican culture, you just call everybody a tío, like tío, which is uncle. So like,
Oh.
we're not even like blood related or anything, but like he's still like my tío and shit. So but yeah. So, and I didn't bring this up last time, but one of them's a cop, like a sheriff actually, like a sheriff deputy or something like that. And then another one is I want to say he was a Marine or Navy or something.
Oh.
No, I think Marine.
So in the army.
He's like in the army. He's like in like that. He's in the service.
In the service, yeah.
And
He served.
and they were serve. Anyway.
Serve.
And so they were talking to me. They were like being all like buddy because like now I'm in college, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. And then yeah, I came back. And the one part I was gonna say I was upset about though was so at the banquet, like they like brought out, it was all like every table had like a platter of like 5 different pieces of chicken parmesan, right, and 5 different pieces of chicken piccata and 5 different pieces of whatever, right. And you know, you got to take home all the extras. So they gave us containers. They gave us containers to put the extra food in. And I was like, bro, I'm going to take this back with me and that shit's going to fucking hit. Like, I was so ready to eat that shit. I forgot it at home. My fucking cousin probably ate that shit. Oh!
No!
Oh, I'm actually so upset because it was so good. I literally, like, you don't understand. Like, it was so good. And I can't... I'm never gonna go there again. It's expensive as fuck.
Did you get tiramisu?
No, the cake was... It might have been tiramisu.
It's like...
I think it was
like coffee.
Yeah. No, I know what
tiramisu.
tiramisu is.
Okay.
I love tiramisu, but I don't remember because they had the cake, like, my aunt brought her own cake, and then they also had, like, a dessert from the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I think it was tiramisu, and then I had some of the cake that she brought. But it was so good.
That's amazing.
All the food there was so good. But yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to go there again. So, like, that's probably the last time I'm ever going to taste that fucking chicken parmesan. Last fucking time I'm going to taste that chicken piccata. Like, I'm just so upset. Like, please, like, let her, like, have another birthday sooner. Like, so we can go again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my spring break. Last time what we talked about was movies and I guess just like media in general, because like so much like good stuff has come out, especially for music, dude.
Oh my god.
Do you want to talk about music or do you want to talk about movies first?
We'll talk about anything. I mean, it's part of Cards Convos. We'll go into one thing and then we'll just immediately go into like something weird.
So real. Okay, let's talk about music because listen, so much good music has come out recently. We have had. Let me just. Oh, this is dead. Okay, I was gonna use my iPad so I can check the music, but okay, on April 12th, bro, like 4 albums came out. Doja Cat released a deluxe version.
Yeah.
A deluxe version of Scarlet.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was Scarlet 2 Claude, which is really, like, it came with, like, 7 new tracks, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? She's feeding us for real. And then Olivia Rodrigo came out with another 5. She released her deluxe version. It was, like, Guts Spilled. It was so good. And then there was also Young Miko,
Yeah.
who I am like a big fan of. She's so cool. She's a Latina, and she's lesbian. She's sapphic, which we love, and
Of
so
course.
it's just awesome. And like she like raps and stuff, and like every song on that album she put out was so good. Like 10 out of 10. Like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. And then who else came out? Oh, Conan Gray. He finally released, oh god, what is it called? Found Heaven. And that was really good. He's like really in his like retro modern vibe right now. So like everything has that like 90s like 80s feel to it, and it's so good. It's like just like so good.
You showed me that. I was like, I started listening to it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Right? It's
I
so
love
good.
like he kind of intermixes that like old like music with a lot of like some like modern takes on it too.
Right, because like a lot of like modern instrumentation, I feel like is the best way to put it. Like it all has like, especially down to his voice. First of all, his voice completely different. Like in that album, compared to like Super Ache or like Kid Crow, completely different a vibe, different sound. And I love it because he's doing it for the art. Like he's doing it as a part of the album,
because
as that part of the
different like varieties of like what the music is, and what generation he's like trying to go for, or not like generation, but like
vibe he's trying to go for. Yeah.
Like,
and I love that.
He does that.
Do you have a favorite off the album or no?
No, I'm still listening to it.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm like listening it over and over, just like see like the different melodies inside of it.
Yeah, like trying to figure out like which one hits the best.
That but also is like I like listening to just music just to hear like the. I have a pretty good hearing. I would say I have advanced hearing.
Okay, pop off, Daredevil.
Daredevil. I know I'm a Daredevil.
No, Daredevil, like...
Yeah, Marvel.
Okay.
I know exactly what
I didn't know if you were just thought I was calling you a Daredevil, but like... But yeah, continue.
But like, I like to like hear like the deep song. I don't like to hear the music. And the voices. I like to hear like the melody, like what goes into it, like...
You like to like pick it all apart.
Yes.
And like, yeah.
Which makes sense.
I get that, yeah. My personal favorite, I don't know. I still think Lonely Dancers is, like, probably the best. We're lonely dancers, baby. Baby, hold... What's out? You know what? I'm gonna stop because I don't even know the lyrics by heart. I'm a fake fan. But he has that one line. He's like, he broke your heart. He don't know love. I hope he dies. I'm like, bitch... We love a supportive friend. He said, I hope that bitch dies because he fucked with you. Hope he dies. Period.
Gonzo.
Lonely Dancer is really good. And I really liked Winner, which is his like final track. But it's so sad, but so good. And I'm just like, I'm in love with that song. Absolutely in love with that song.
Okay. I have some too.
Oh, who? I have one more if you don't.
Oh yeah, you can keep going.
I have one more.
Go with your one more, bitch. You do it.
Benson Boone.
Oh
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
God.
10 out of 10 album, dude. Like every song on that album hits like a motherfucking train, dude. Like, like it's so good. I love that album.
Yeah,
Slow It Down.
I was listening to, and it's like the rock in that.
Right, like it's so interesting because it's like it's very country but very rock out.
It's a new take on like rock and country together.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And like I feel like I'm like more into that type of country because Olivia Rodrigo, she also does a lot of like country rock, like So American, which is one of her deluxe tracks. So good. And also American Bitch, I think it is such a great like rock like country like mix. Yeah. And I love that Benson is like fully diving into it. Like I don't know if I told you this or if I talked about it in the last episode or the last time we like recorded, but I was in the car with my friend and she almost skipped past Beautiful Things, which is like one of my favorites off that album. And she almost skipped past it and I said, "No, we're listening to this. We were driving in her car. I blasted the fucking stereo, and I was just like screaming my lungs out. And she goes, "Wow." After it was done, she's like, "Wow, okay." And I was like, "Bro, that song hits me here, like in my heart, right here."
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, now tell me about your little album
I'm
release.
really into like indie music, indie rock, and like one of the bands that I like love to listen to when I'm like having a bad time, but also like kind of just want to rock out.
Mm-hmm.
Is like Good Kid, and they just released their newest album.
Okay.
Which is really good. It's like it's very small, but it's still like songs that just like you just want to die to listen to.
What type of genre are they in? Like, are
they're
they
like they're rock. They're definitely rock. I'm a rock guy.
Me too. I'm a rock guy.
I mean, I like because rock is just we just kind of just did the rock symbol.
Yeah, the rock symbols. The Anyways.
But like rock just generally has like that good like mix of like kind of like industrial like metal.
Okay.
Mixed with like that little bit of country like
vibe. I've been really like getting into like industrial like rock.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting because like I don't know, like I don't think I would have like, thought of myself as that type of person, but like it's like surprisingly good. Like and I know this isn't necessarily like it's more like industrial pop, but Ash Nico has her album Weed Killer, and like that album is like so good to me. It's like she has this one song called You Make Me Sick, and that song is just like for screaming. Like you can't sing that. It's a screaming, shouting type of song. Like it's so much fun, and it really is like so. Another song that she has on the album is called Weed Killer, like the title track. And that one she speeds up like what a weed whacker is?
Yeah, I know what weed whacker.
So it starts out with that, and then like she like fucking like I don't know what she does with it. She
tags it to like the song, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so that becomes like the hi-hats instead of like of using actual hi-hats. She uses that and like in the background. So she kind of
uses that as the melody to the song.
No.
Okay.
I'm like no. Okay. She I don't know, she like electronifies it and like it was like and then like it just goes into the background and it sounds so cool, dude. I'll have to play it for you like after we're done recording.
Time,
yeah. But continue with what you were saying though. Sorry, I feel like I cut you off.
No, it's fine. I mean, I really just that's the only like album that kind of came out was like Good Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Which they've been like releasing like the same song. Like they've been releasing the songs in the album like over a few months. Mm-hmm. But still, it's like hearing them all together in one album, just like
Billie Eilish.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She didn't put out a new album, but she announced it. It's called Hit Me Hard and Soft. And bro, I've been following it because like for this release, she's been very cryptic with her like with like her hints, and so okay, can I just go on like a little like mini rant about it? Okay, thank you. Okay, so her 5-year anniversary of When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Her second album, or I guess her first, right? Because Don't Smile at Me was an EP. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. So the 5-year anniversary came out, and so she released like a VR thingy, right? And it was just like of her room, like you can just like walk around and like interact with things and just vibe and stuff, right? But then she posted somewhere, open the door, right? Like on her story on Instagram. And so people connected it and they went to the VR thing and they went and opened her closet door, and you got coordinates that popped up. And if you put those coordinates into Google Maps, it led to a street where there was 2 billboards that at the time were not, really like, that weren't like film, or what is it? They weren't like, they didn't have anything on them. They had like her old like ads on them.
Oh,
right?
And
but then after all that came out, people went to see the billboards in real life. And it had lyrics from one of her old songs an old unreleased song called True Blue, and it was I try to live in black and white, but I'm so blue, and blue was colored in like a blue color, and it was like the start of something crazy. So what people found was across the world there was different coordinates depending on like where you were when you were playing the VR game. Different coordinates would pop up, and if you went to all of those coordinates, there was different billboards all with different lyrics, and it was just so much fun like having her like do that and like have us like go out, like, have people go out to like the real world and like look for them. And I'm just and then she announced it on the 8th, I don't know, this past Sunday, which is so much fun. And yeah, I'm just so excited, dude. She released a teaser. She did this like interview with I think it was Zane Lowe, and she did a little teaser, and oh my god, it is so good. The teaser is so like amazing. Like, you don't understand. Like, I'm so excited. I am a diehard Billie Eilish fan to the day I fucking die. Like, I'm
right now, if you don't see what I'm seeing, I just see this man just gazzing out about this like stuff.
Dude,
and I'm just sitting here like,
she's just so
wow.
good. Like, she's just so good. Anyways, and so
you good? You having fun?
I'm having so much fun.
Cool.
Are you?
Sure.
Bitch. Anyways,
okay.
Since you wanna, rain on my parade, bitch.
No, I'm joking. I like to joke with you.
I know. But yeah, so like I feel like that. Oh, and
I think that's because I love it when artists like do things for their fans to make it like fun and interesting to like find this stuff.
Like even Conan Gray, before he announced his album, there were like posters across the world in record stores, each with a different letter.
Yeah.
And you would like, if you got all the words together and you like unscrambled all the letters, right, you could find the title of his next album, which is really fun. So yeah, I agree. Like I love when like celebrities or like artists do that, because it's just like adds a little bit more like mystery, a little bit more hype to it. I'm so excited.
It's like a game theory.
Anyways.
Aww.
No, I agree. It's so sad though that
It's sad that Matt Pat left.
Yeah, Matt Pat left Game Theory.
He was my child.
I think he released.
He did.
When was his last? Because I know he said that he was gonna like slowly stop appearing in episodes. But I can't remember when he said his last theory would be. But regardless,
I'm not exactly. I think it was a.
I feel like it would have been like a FNAF theory.
I think it was, but I think it was also not. I think it might have been something else.
It feels right, but I don't want to just say that just because it's his whole identity at this point.
He got popular off
FNAF. Five Nights at Freddy's.
And then he got into other things.
Yeah.
But now with him gone, it's just...
Yeah.
That's just weird.
Quick thing before we move on to the next subject. Kali Uchis, who I fucking love and adore. She is the baddest bitch ever. I love her. She's a slay. Well, two things about her. One, she's pregnant and she just had her baby and she's posting all pics about like her bump and everything. It's so cute. I'm just like, oh. But Kali Uchis, when she originally released Orquídeas, which is like her last album that came out like January, like I don't know, like 10, I want to say. But when she was announcing that, she also said that her 4th album would also be coming out this year. So I'm very much on the lookout for that. I'm very much excited for that because Orquídeas was so good. She gave us telenovela. She gave us like reggaeton vibes. Like, I mean, not really reggaeton, but like just like good like party bops. And so I'm just so excited to see what she has left in store for us. I'm so excited.
So excited.
So excited.
Slay.
But yeah, moving on to movies and like TV shows, I guess. There's been
a lot.
I feel like there's been like, well, I don't know if anything new has come out. Actually, I do know something that just came out that I watched.
Want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
This is kind of my thing, but I'm gonna let
well,
you...
that's why I'll go first. Like, be like short and simple, and then you go after and like elaborate and like take like.
Oh my god!
I'm
so excited.
I nerd out about music, and you nerd out about like media and like TV shows and stuff.
Yes,
but
yes.
So I watched the new Demon Slayer like arc movie. I guess it's like actually pretty like interesting. I'm super excited because now we're getting like, I've read the manga, so like I know like where the story is going, and like this is like where like everything starts ramping up and coming to a head, which I'm so excited about. But there's a lot going on. It's so the new season, or well, the way Demon Slayer does their movies, they'll like they do it differently, but what they've been doing is they'll release like a movie, and that will like contain like a couple episodes of the new season, and a little bit of recap from like the season before, and they'll pack it together in like a movie format, and then like put it out, and so you like rewatch some of the old stuff and like see where it's going in the next, which some people don't like. I personally don't mind it. I wish they would do
just
something
like
better.
Just like throw it out there.
Yeah.
Instead of like shuffling it.
Yeah, exactly. I wish they did a little. I wish they just did a little bit different. But the new season is called, or the new arc is the Hashira training arc, which is so much fun. Basically, they're trying to. So during their fight, their last fight was with two upper moons, and during this fight, Love Hashira Kanroji and the Mist Hashira Murichiro. It's such a weird name, but they both developed Hashira marks, which are things that like Hashira get when they're like in the zone. And so in this new arc, they're gonna try to figure out how to make how to make that mark happen intentionally, so that way they can harness it and use it when they're fighting. And on top of that, they're also starting to train new like regular members of the Demon Slayer Corps. They're training them to become Hashira, to like find new Hashira, because at this point a couple Hashira have died or like retired. Like the Sound Hashira, he retired. Flashy guy, I don't remember his name, but that was Sound Hashira. He retired, and a fucking flame dude, I can't remember his name.
You don't want to keep spoiling stuff for the viewers.
Yeah, true.
Just say.
Basically, two Hashira have already been are out of commission right now, so they're trying to replace them, basically. And I'm so excited because now. Well, okay, fine. I don't want to spoil that either. But
make people not want to watch.
But there's some fun things going on, and I'm very excited. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to spoil. But yeah.
But movie and media wise, there's been the new Fallout show that just came out.
Fallout. Oh, like the games.
The game.
There's a show.
They made it into a show. On
I have
Prime.
to watch that.
And it's based off of the fourth game, which I'm not like a big Fallout fan, but I'm a Fallout. I know at least the lore because
right, yeah,
that's what I like to do.
Do you like Fallout 4?
Fallout is one of the more better. Fallout 4 is like the most popular game out of.
Yeah, definitely the most popular.
Yeah, and it's kind of based off of that. It has really unique characters in it. They have the 4 main characters.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which all have their different backstories. And they're all so unique in so many ways. And I know some people are a little bit mad about the show because of, like, how they kind of do things in it. But, like, for how it looks, I mean, it's pretty good when it comes to, like, what it's, like, supposed to look like and, like, realistic, you know?
Like, they're keeping true to the nature of the game.
They're keeping true, yeah. They're keeping mostly true to the game. But even then, it's, like, it's hard to kind of transfer everything from the game into like a show. Because
That's pretty interesting. I might have to like watch that because like I'm not the biggest like I'm not the biggest gamer in general, but I did love watching people play Fallout, and when I did play it like a couple times, it was very fun. So like I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see that.
But I've been watching a little bit. I'm pretty far in, but it's getting to a good point.
How many episodes are there?
There's 8.
Okay.
There's 8 of them. I'm on the 7th already.
Okay.
I just started watching today.
Oh, okay.
I'm a binge watcher. But it's getting to really good points. It's kind of following the story in a way,
but like making it its own.
But making it its own because, I mean, I respect that because that's what it's supposed to do. I think I don't want them to like just go off of, the same story. I want them to see like what they could do differently.
No, yeah, I will say I do like. I like when like when they do like adapt like TV shows and stuff like from like different medias, right?
Like
I do find it very fun when they add their own spin because, like for example with Avatar when they released their their live action version, which we've discussed about before. I like how they like change some of the characters, how they like change certain plot points because, like at that point, if they don't change anything, then it's just like a remaking.
It's just the same thing, just live action.
Right, which I don't feel like people wouldn't like. But like with the things they changed with Avatar. By the way, have you finished it yet or no?
Yes, I finished it.
Okay, how do you feel about it?
When I first watched it,
and
we didn't because of the last few episodes that were probably gonna release, but like not until we get more episodes out. I said that I didn't really like it. Because of the look of it, which
is fair. I will admit, like, the CGI is pretty decent, but there are like way too many fucking slow-mo shots.
Yeah.
Which irk the fuck out of me, but like pop off, I guess. Like
I mean, it's good that they do it because it's for transition purposes.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard.
I understand why. I just like it still rubs me the wrong way.
It's still a bit weird, because you're like thinking you want a little bit like slow moments, not like constant. Look at this jump, slow motion.
And like I said, like I understand why they did it, but it still just rubs me the wrong way.
But now that I'm completely finished with it, I do like what they did.
Yeah,
I do agree with you. Like some of the things they changed with it really helped it.
Like for example, my favorite like change that they made was that one general that Zuko is like fighting with or like in like competition with. I love that because in the live action, a little bit of spoiler, but like not really. But like they make him a lot more conniving and a lot more like sneaky and a lot more just like of a bitch, which I love.
And in like the actual show, he's like. There kind of wasn't.
In the actual show, he wasn't as like, how do I explain it? In the show, it was very much in the original animated show, right? In the animated show, they just they had him like topple Zuko once and that was it. But in the live action, they like make it like a slow progression of like this dude is like onto your trail. Now he's like, actually knows what's going on. Now he's working with, the king, with Lord, whatever. And now he's overtaking you. Like, it was a slow progression and it made sense. And it made like for a great like B plot on Zuko's side, It was great. I loved it. It was awesome.
It was a good twist. It was a good setup to what's eventually going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is a good spin.
Yeah. And like with like, and like, a lot of the changes they made sense. Like, for example, like when Katara got her like her water bending scroll, like in the anime show she had to like fight pirates and like trick like pirates for that, right? But like with with the live action, her grandma packed it with her and like it just shows like her connection to her grandma a little bit better, and like it just makes more sense for the flow of the show overall. And I love that they had like, you know, they like sat down and like really thought about it, and like, you know, we're like, you know, formulating all this. And also I love that they're not focusing on the love, on like the little like relationship between Katara and Aang, because even like rewatching the animated series, I felt that was a little weird, like, cause especially because they're so different, and they're so different ages too. And with the live action too, Katara looks a lot older, and Aang is literally like 5. Not like 5, but he's like 10. Like, he's young, you know?
Yeah.
And so I really like that they got rid of that, just because like there was no need. And in the secret tunnel underneath Omashu, instead of having it Katara and Aang together, they made it Katara and her brother Sokka. And like that change like was a lot better, because like it showed Sokka, you know, grows in that moment. Also, he like is a little bit less misogynistic. He questions, you know, his thinking a little bit, and it was a great way for them to bond like as like characters, which I loved.
Yeah.
Also, little mini thing, Omashu, Oma and Shu, which are the 2 characters that made the town of Omashu. They're sapphic. They're lesbians, which I love. Like, you know, representation. I like how that was like mentioned in like such a throwaway line. It was like Oma and Shu, they both, you know, loved each other but couldn't, like, you know, whatever. But I like that, like, they didn't make a big deal of it, and they were just like, yeah, they were lesbian lovers, whatever, you know. It was fun.
Cool.
Also,
just take the thunder.
last little bit about Avatar before we move on.
Okay.
The casting, spot on.
Pretty good. It was really good.
I loved Aang, perfect casting. Katara, pretty good casting. Sokka, 10 out of 10 casting. Like best casted. He was awesome. And I also love the Kanroji warriors. I love that they kept their makeup, cause bitch, that was a slay. The makeup was awesome, cause like it was cool. Yeah. I like that a lot. I like the show a lot. It was a great adaptation. They, you know, they hit on all the, you know, they kept it very true, but also true to the animation, but also like changed it up. Story. Yeah, changed it up a little bit and made it their own, so it's not just like a complete like copy. Yeah. Which I liked. And yeah, it was like overall, like I would give it like a 9 out of 10. Like, really great show. Yeah.
And yeah, it was a really good show. I really liked it. It really made changes that I really, really liked how they kind of just went with.
Yeah. I'm so excited for where it's going to go. I wonder who they're gonna cast as Toph. Because Toph is going to show up. Because book 2 is Earth. Because book 1 is water. Or I guess book 1... Is book 1 water? Or is it air? I feel like book 1 is water. Book 2 is earth. And book 3 is fire. Because those are all the elements that he's mastering.
Well, he's going to master water.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He plans on mastering water. I feel like book 1
then
might be...
it would probably be air. Because it would make sense. It's air. He already knows that.
Yeah, and then water.
Then water.
But I feel like...
Earth.
But I feel like there's only 3 seasons. I don't know.
They could do 4. I mean, if they really want to... If we're going off the books,
I think book 1 is water, just because Katara is like basically one of the main characters, and it's mainly about waterbending and Katara learning waterbending. Yeah. So I don't know, but
it's also about the Avatar.
Yeah.
So it's like also
it is called the Avatar.
It's called the Avatar.
Long ago, the four nations, the 4 elements lived together in perfect harmony. But then the Fire Nation attacked, and when the world needed the Avatar the most, only the Avatar, master of all 4 bending skills, could defeat him. But when the world needed him most, the Avatar vanished. Anyways, but yeah. I love the intro, and I love that they kept it the same. It was such a slay.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
What?
Nerd.
Bitch. I'm not even that big of a nerd on it either.
No,
I mean,
you're not.
I just grew up with it, and I fucking love it. Like, I love it so much. It's such a good show. And Appa, bro, the CGI in Appa is so good and so well done.
Yeah.
They literally made that character, like, perfect. Like Appa as a character, 10 out of 10. They made the CGI perfect. They got him down to, like, exactly, like, look exactly like the animation. It was great.
But kind of go a little bit past that.
Wait, no, we can circle back into something if you want.
No,
What?
Okay. But yeah, it was a good show. New movies coming out. New movies that look really good. A lot of new horror movies that look very interesting.
Which movies?
Oh,
well, okay, go.
I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
Unless you want.
I have one right now while you look it up on your phone. So there's this trilogy that A24 has been working on. It's called the X trilogy, I guess. By Ty West, T West. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. But it started with X, which was a pretty decent film. It was like a solid like 6 or 7 out of 10. And then there was Pearl, which is great. It was a prequel to X. And it was a perfect movie. Like, truly, like, almost a 10 out of 10. Like, I would give it like a 9 or 8. It was really good. And now finally they released the trailer and I think the actual official date that's coming out for the next movie, which is called Maxine. And I'm so excited, dude, because every movie takes place in a different era. So X was like 1960s, I want to say.
Yeah, about
1970s or something. And then Pearl was like 18, like, I don't know. No, I don't know. Like, I want to say like Pearl was like 1920s or something. I don't really know. But all I know is she was young in Pearl and now she's old as fucking X. But Maxine is going to be 1985 or something like that. And it talks about the Night Stalker that was in LA, in Hollywood at the time. And from the trailer, I don't know. I think they're going to make Maxine the Night Stalker, low key. That's my prediction, just based off of what we see in the trailer. Sorry, I guess I should give more like context. Maxine is this character in X and in this new movie who wants to be a star. That's her whole thing. She says, the whole world's going to know my name, in her little country accent. And in X, she works in like porn and like the adult movie industry. And for this next movie, Maxine, she moves to Hollywood, and she's like, I guess like going to be cast in like a horror movie because of like what she says in the trailer. She says, who else has been become famous out of a horror movie? Maxine fucking Minx. So I assume she like that's part of the plot of the next movie, that she's casted into a horror movie. But like, I'm really excited for it, and like, it's gonna be like a thriller, I think, more than like a horror movie than anything. I mean, all the movies are more thrillers than horror movie. Yeah. But I'm just so excited for it. And shout out to my sister, my lovely little lychee back at home. She, me and her love this trilogy, and we've been following it. And so we've already made plans to go see it together. I'm just so excited.
One of the horror movies that really caught my attention, and I kind of want to talk about it, is like Imagery.
Oh, Imaginary? I've watched it.
What did you think about it?
It was okay. It was like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10?
Yeah, like a 6.5 out of 10. It was good. There was a lot that they worked with. And there's a plot twist at the end. There's like a fake out ending.
Where it's like
they think everything's okay, and then it's actually not. Yeah. It's so good. It just like, it was very unnerving. I think
that's the perfect thing, though.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
A film that wants like make it like uneasy to even look.
Yeah, it was very. Also, I was also a kid that was like tormented by Chucky. Like I hated that, and like Toy Story. I hated the idea of like my like stuffed animals like coming to life when I'm. Shut up. I hated the ideas of like dolls coming to life.
It's gonna blink. It's gonna blink.
It didn't blink. It didn't blink, obviously, but. Oh, and like my favorite part is that there's a lot of twists like in that movie. Like there's like at least like 3 like off the top of my head that I can think of right now that I was like genuinely shocked. And there's this part at the end where they like do CGI on like some of the characters, like on some of like the actual human characters, and it looks so fucking creepy. Can I just?
Yes.
I'll just tell you. So you know like stuffed animals, they have those like black beady eyes,
like how the little okay.
Like, so
they put it on
the humans, and they replace like their eyes with just those, and like it makes it, but like they keep the eyelids, so the eyelids are bulging over the black beads, and it looks fucking disgusting, dude. Like that's perfect. It made me so uneasy. I was like, oh, I don't like this. I literally told my sister, because I watch it with her. Like, I don't like this. I don't like the way
this, but it's so fun.
Anyways, but yeah.
But yeah, and there's a lot of it was. I love how they did animation. The CGI was perfect.
And imaginary.
The CGI was good.
It was.
I mean, for what they were doing.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And that scene you talked about was like... huge.
You watched it?
I watched most of it.
Okay.
I'm not a horror person by any means.
But
I will like sit through something if I want to.
I'm not a horror person either.
I loved what they did with the eyes. The eyes just... It was such a unique idea to do with horror.
Yeah.
That they did it and they went full length into it. They went for the gun for it.
Yeah, it was. The fake out ending though was crazy, bro. Cause I genuinely was like, oh, like it's gonna end on a good note. Bitch, I was fucking wrong.
I was like when I was watching, I was like, yeah, there's something bad happening. There's gonna be something bad, because I was like, there's no way they're just gonna end it this easily. Right,
and then there's like it's so crazy. There's a lot. There's a lot of...
But yeah. I mean, movies-wise, a lot of things are coming out. Not yet.
There's this one called... I want to say it's Bella or Belle or something like that. It's something like that. But... I watched the trailer for it. It hasn't come out yet. But it's about, like, these people that, like, go and try and kidnap this girl for ransom. But the girl ends up...
Oh, but it's a vampire.
Yeah, the family ends up being a family of vampires. And the girl is, like...
They're feasting.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. I feel like I'm cautiously optimistic about it. Like, I'm like, I want to see it because it's such an interesting take and such an interesting, like, idea for a movie. But I feel like if it's not done, like, correctly, like, properly, it can be like ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it would be like a cheesy 1980s, like, horror.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, those are pretty good, too. So
they can be good. But even then, it's, like, still, like, it's, like, cheesy still. It's, like...
Yeah.
But, like, movie-wise, a lot of good things are coming out. But another thing that's, that no one really talks... Well, everyone's talking about, actually, is the new thing is, because things that just come out from big studios suck nowadays, like Disney... are making absolute shit films.
Yeah, Disney has been dropping the bag. I mean, Inside Out 2 is coming out. Is that
I saw that. I really wanted you to see that.
Yeah, I do. I want to see it too.
I think that'll be actually pretty good. Because watching that, because Inside Out, the first film, was pretty good. It was interesting.
And it's such a... What's crazy to me is that, like, I also recently watched the cinema therapy episode where they watched it and like a therapist like reacts to it and stuff, but it's such like a complex thing, like toxic positivity, right?
Yeah,
like that's such a toxic or such a complex and like like interesting like concept like that even humans struggle to deal with, and they're presenting it to kids, and it makes sense
helps
the
them
entire
understand.
way. Yeah, and it helps kids. Like I'm not gonna lie, like that definitely like showed me like it's okay to cry, you know, like.
Yeah.
And they do it in such a way that like even kids understand it, you know, like.
Yeah.
You know, like these are like psychological concepts that people struggle with, and they're allowing kids to understand it easily, which is great. I love it. And with these like in the new trailer that they put out for Inside Out 2, it was all about like suppressed emotions.
Yeah.
And like how happiness, anger,
and then they kind of added like new feelings in. Which
Yeah.
really helps because like now that anxiety is becoming more and more like we're starting to find out that it's like actually a normal thing.
Yeah, and it's very prominent in a lot of people. Whether or not you have like an anxiety disorder or you feel it, I mean, I feel like a lot of people feel it like daily.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't have to be diagnosed with anxiety
Disorder
to
like,
feel
actually feel it.
Yeah. And so I feel like that's very fun and like interesting.
And now they kind of added
the one thing that I do have a problem with is a little bit
Oh.
it is a little bit of a continuity problem, because in Inside Out we see into the parent's mind, and there's no appearance of anxiety, ennui, envy, or any of those, right? Any of the new emotions that show up. So I'm just kind of like obviously like they didn't know what they were gonna do for the second movie, so I'm like, okay, whatever, right? They're like,
but they should have added it.
Yeah, but I don't know. But like that's the thing, I don't know. Like it like is it a mini detail that like no one's really gonna care about? Yeah. But is it like something that I'm still gonna point out? Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean it should be there just because it's like everyone gets it, and like
Mm-hmm.
I mean like parents are gonna worry.
Yeah.
They're gonna have anxiety.
Yeah.
For a child, so it's like
Yeah.
it kind of has to be there in a way.
Yeah. My one thing though was like my one issue, right, was like most of those, you know, emotions like anxiety and all that, really they're just mixes of the original emotion. So I'm like, I don't feel like they necessarily needed to like make new emotions, because like what anxiety really is just like an immense amount of fear, right? Like that's basically what anxiety is. And like I'm just like, why didn't they just make fear, you know, like I don't know how they would have done it, right? But like I just feel like those emotions are already encapsulated within the core 5 that we already have.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, but I am here for it. I am excited. I will be watching it. Yeah. Also, new Planet of the Apes movie coming out.
It
It's
looks
like
good. It looks well, I shouldn't say it looks good, but I would definitely say it looks like a normal Apes movie, you know?
Yeah, I'm kind of done with it though. I feel like there was like 6 or 7 of the original
Yeah.
run, and then now they did, was it Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah,
Planet
and
of the
then-
Apes, War for the Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and now like there's like I'm just like I'm kind of done. I'm kind of over it. I'm like there's not much else that we can really do.
There's too much movies, and it's like you gotta like end it.
Yeah.
'Cause at this point, it's like there's so much happening. They're gonna just completely blow it because there's so much. You know, there's so much stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we're like in like a movie fatigue right now, like as a society.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't
Even-
know. I feel like I'm not gonna watch it for sure.
No, definitely not. But even though we're on a movie fatigue, we are in the renaissance of indie animation and indie television.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like
There's been a lot more interesting, a lot of interesting indie movies and stuff coming out recently, which is great. A24, like even though like it is a big studio, that is like their specialty, like indie. They pick up like indie studio films.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Like for example, Hotel. What was the animation? Hotel
Oh, Has Been Hotel.
Has Been Hotel. Like that was originally indie
That was the
And-
indie animation that A24 picked up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right.
And
My mind went straight to Talk to Me
Talk to Me is also pretty
because
good.
they were just YouTubers and they decided to put their brains together and make a movie, and then it ended up being picked up by like one of the biggest studios ever. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. But like the thing that I wanted to get into a bit more was indie animation,
Okay.
because we're in a renaissance of animation and indie things, because companies are now just like fucking up on us.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about us anymore. They just care about the money.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not doing that anymore for them. Now we got like indie companies that are popping up and really making like the best shit possible. Like there's Amazing Digital Circus, which I know you don't know that much about,
I don't know anything about that now.
which is one of the newest like Glitch Productions, which is this indie company, is making like huge hit like masterpiece indie animation
Mm-hmm.
to the point that it's getting like 300 million views.
That's great. I've never heard of this. Is it on YouTube or?
Yep, it's on YouTube.
I'll look it up later.
And it is Digital Circus, Murder Drones, like
Mm-hmm.
these animations are like going big, and it's making people want to do more. And now on YouTube, if you look up indie animation, there's like 20 to almost like maybe 1,000 different like indie animations that are just popping up.
That's great. I love that. I feel like we're getting back into like the weird core of YouTube.
Yeah, and that's what we need.
I feel like I feel like I've shown you a couple like weird like indie animations, and you're like, what the fuck is this? But also at the end you're like, I actually really liked it. Like it was good. Like I showed you Opal, which
really is a really like
it is really good. It's
weird.
for context, it's a animation short. It's like 12-15 minutes, and it's by Jack Stober, who is a really creative, really interesting person. He makes music and stuff like that. But yeah, and so he worked with Adult Swim to make this animation, and he voiced all the characters. He like made all the puppets. It was all him. Like literally nothing of that short was anyone else. It was directed, produced, written, scored, like everything by him. He did all the voices for that too, which is crazy. Which like you can tell, but like I love it because it was purely his vision. It wasn't like anyone else was like in like like inputting like how they thought the set should look or inputting like what characters should do. Like it was purely him, which I absolutely love. Like that he was given all that creative energy and creative freedom because it turned out amazing.
Other new indie animations like coming out, because I like to keep up on this indie animation because it's like this is the big thing nowadays, because it's like this is not the, I would say it's like a resistance, but also it's a renaissance.
Yeah.
Resistance renaissance of this is indie, this is big now. Look at this companies, you're missing something out.
I think it's kind of like a rejection of like what we're seeing in movies right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of just like, this is what like all the movies are doing, and like this is what everyone, but no one's really talking about this topic. Let's make a movie on this, or like let's make a show about this, and I think that's really great because like that's how we like grow as a world.
Yeah.
We like ignore stuff until we can't ignore it anymore, and then we acknowledge it and normalize it, and then there's something else eventually that is being ignored, and we acknowledge it, and it's just a cycle, and eventually in a perfect fucking world again, it would everything would have like a movie for that. There would always be like something that you could look to in the media.
Yeah,
for it,
exactly. And with like a lot of new animation coming out and the resistance against big companies, because like Disney releasing out like complete and utter like terrible movies, or even like live actions of like things they already made that was good, but then they kind of destroyed it with like this live action. Just made it just awful. It
I
wasn't.
kind of lost where you were going with that. Wait, what happened?
Wow. I'm on.
I'm
Damn.
sorry, my brain just kind of turned off for a second. I like started staring off into the distance, and I kind of like. Anyways, continue. Can you re-explain?
Disney
Uh-huh.
is making a lot of their films.
Yes, dude. Oh my god, that shit has me so heated. They're making Bob Iger, or whoever the fuck. I'm pretty sure it's Bob Iger.
And
they put out a statement saying, yeah, Disney is halting all original productions, basically like all original screenwriting productions,
and it's
until
dumb.
2030, right? Which is stupid because no one likes the live action version of anything. You don't hear anyone being like, yeah, the live action Aladdin movie was really good. Bitch, no one has ever said that.
The
ever.
live action Ariel was awesome. I really
Right.
liked it. It's like no one liked it.
No one's saying that. No one likes it. Like even Rotten Tomatoes and like Metacritic, all of them are like bad. Like I don't understand.
It's like you're releasing things that no one will like, and you're losing. Like he released a state. I forgot who. It was like head of some part of Disney, who literally said, "Yeah, we're releasing all this stuff, and we're losing so much money. Why don't we just start making original films again?" And it's like, well, why haven't you guys?
Right. So they're making. So now instead of making like actual like good original films, they're going to be focusing on expanding universes. So basically, AKA making sequels. So Moana 2 has a sequel.
Yeah.
There's going to be Inside Out 2, right? There's
Which,
going to be
the only one that people are kind of looking for is Inside Out.
Yeah.
And other than that, no one else cares.
Yeah, and they're making a new Toy Story movie, Toy Story 5.
Which I did it for.
I'm like, bitch, no one needs that.
We just need. The fourth one was a good ending point.
Right, it was very bittersweet, and everyone, and like I feel like that was like the big like draw of that movie was like it's the final Toy Story movie, and now it's not the final Toy Story movie. It's like wait, a little bit off topic here, but Final Destination, when they got to Final Destination 4, they named it the Final Destination because they expected that to be the last one.
Only
for them to make a fifth film, and I'm like, oh my god, like cringe, like y'all really couldn't be greedy, y'all couldn't hide your greediness anymore.
They had to make another one.
But then they kind of like, I think they like tried justifying it by making Final Destination 5 a prequel that goes before Final Destination 1. But I'm like, okay, first of all, why didn't Final Destination again, there's problems with that because Final Destination 1 never referenced Final Destination 5. So I'm like, so you can't make it a prequel unless it was something referenced already in that film. Like, hello?
Makes no sense.
And, ooh, okay, I'm actually not too heated about this, but I'm interested in it. I'm very interested in it, actually. So, Tangled is getting a live action film. I know. But
I hate it.
But I'm kind of excited for it, and here's why. Because they're gonna make Rapunzel Indian. But I'm very intrigued because as people have pointed out on Twitter and stuff, it's gonna be Ivanka, which is the girl from Mean Girls. It's the new Karen Shetty from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about because I love Ivanka. She's amazing. She can sing, she can act, she can do everything, right? Amazing.
Okay.
I think it's a great cast. And also, all of the things that happen in Tangled align up with Indian culture. Indian culture has this like light festival where they release lanterns like at the end of Tangled. Indians also paint and like have like a lot of like wall paintings similar to the ones in Tangled, and they are also known for having really long, really thick hair, and that goes with Rapunzel's thing of having long, luscious hair. So I'm intrigued. I think that they can make it work. But then again, these are, you know, money hungry, greedy assholes who just want to make an extra buck.
Yeah.
So I don't know how
They're
much.
not creative in any way.
Yeah, I mean,
They're creative in some sort, but like they're not like creative in the way that makes Disney a Disney.
Their creativity is like how can we make the most money as possible without, you know, putting effort in, and instead they should be focusing on how can we make the next big thing, which is I think their biggest fault right now. But
Okay.
Sorry, the one caveat is I wonder, my biggest question, right? Are they gonna make Avantika blonde for Rapunzel?
Ooh.
Because Avantika and
I
most
don't-
Indians, right? I feel like I can say all Indians because I don't feel like there's no blonde Indians out there. Sorry if there is someone out there with blonde hair and is like naturally blonde hair and is Indian, but Indians have black hair. Like it's just
brown.
some black or brown, right? So I don't know what they're gonna do because the whole point of the whole reason why Rapunzel has blonde hair, like it's down to her backstory. Like her mom ate that golden like moonflower or sunflower or whatever, right? And it saved the baby and gave the baby blonde hair. And so I'm just kind of like, you kind of can't really change that because it's a part of her core story, you know? But then again, these are fairy tales.
Yeah.
And literally we're believing in magic hair. So like, I guess anything is really possible, you know?
Just like a little add-on to that, it's like, you're right, like they can't, I mean, in a way, it's Rapunzel. The whole entire idea is she has this silky blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's also fairy tale, so they can change it however they want. But also, like going back in like time and history is like that's how it's kind of was told and remembered. So
right,
it's like
exactly.
Also
and
like
every iteration of the story, even the brothers
always has blonde hair.
Blonde hair, long blonde, luscious long hair, right? And so I'm just like, and even in spin-offs like Into the Woods, right, which is
They
this
still
like play,
have.
she has blonde, curly but blonde hair, and it's long. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
But I think it would be good if they changed to, you know, normal color.
I mean,
Because I don't, even though it would, I think a good adaptation of like where it's not. It's like a little bit progressive in a way, but also like a little bit like, you know, a little bit of a change, a little bit of good change that they should add.
I think if they like really, here's the thing, right? I feel like what Disney's gonna do, what I think a money hungry asshole would do, is, you know, just make her Indian and not, you know, acknowledge it, not change any of the story, and just keep it all the same, which I would fucking hate. But I think they have a really great chance, like, if they were to, like, fully throw themselves into the cultural change of it and make it, like, being Indian part of the story. Because, like I said, there are all those connections already. So, like...
True.
They can easily just make it, like, Indian Rapunzel. And just... You know what I mean?
They could just go with it, like run with it.
If they were just, like, to run with it, I feel like it'd be a lot better, you know?
They could make...
And even... I feel like even if they did Little Mermaid like that, I feel like a lot of people would not hate it as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which... So, okay. Now we're getting into a controversial...
Now we're going into controversial.
Into a little controversial part. But... How do you feel about them changing Little Mermaid to be black?
Okay.
And, I guess while we're at it, Snow White to be Latina.
Okay. Hot take.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think it was a bit dumb.
Yeah.
I
fair.
think it just kind of made... I mean, now thinking about it is like, they're trying to do that cultural change, which is not bad. I mean, it's good that they are doing it. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
To have that change and try to have a different story to help with, like, the new generation.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, it's like, you didn't really recognize it. Or, like, you didn't do anything, like, help it. You just kind of did it.
And you know what I fucking, like, laughed at? Because I thought it was so funny. They, like, I don't know if they justified, you know, Eric falling, or Aaron. I think it's Prince Eric, right? The one that...
Prince Eric?
Yeah, the one that Ariel falls in
Yeah.
love with, right? I'm pretty sure Eric sounds right.
It.
They made him
I know
have.
it was more Spanish.
They made
sounding.
him have like a black mom or like a black
Yeah,
black
and
maid
it's like
when he was younger, and that's like why he's like okay with it.
That
But I'm
doesn't-
like, you don't need to justify that. Like, you don't need to justify him
'Cause-
falling in love with a black woman. Like, that's perfectly normal. Like, I don't understand like
yeah,
why they
'cause
even
you
added
know what?
that in
That's
there.
that's in a way, that's just showing like, oh, if you gotta have like
You have to have a reason for
reason.
liking black. I'm just like, that's stupid. Like,
because then you're like okay, a little bit more of a hot take. It's like you're kind of building this tension on the internet and
Mhm.
making people see that, and you're also seeing young children seeing that, and like now they're gonna get the idea of, oh, you gotta have a reason to like a certain race.
exactly. What like, and like I know that like obviously like it wasn't like the biggest deal in the thing, so I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say that because it wasn't like.
But it was kind of implied.
It is implied, and like that's kind of like, I don't know. And also, I'm sorry, we can have mermaids, right? Like, if we can have fucking mermaids, right? We can have her be black and have bright red hair, please. Like, my biggest issue was they did not have her have like bright red hair, because that was Ariel's whole thing. She had bright red hair,
Right ahead.
and now she's like more like ethnically red, like more like gingerish, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, I understand like they're like trying to make it real to like, you know, black
But
people and Afro
still.
culture or whatever, right? But I'm like, bitch, we have fucking mermaids and fucking Poseidon, like, or
Yeah.
Uranus, or I don't know whatever the king's name is, right? We have fucking mermaids and a fucking witch, like a sea witch. Like, bitch, could you not make it red? Could you not make it red? Like, is it that hard to just move like the little like fucking scaler
No,
on her
it's not
hair
allowed.
and just move it over to the red section?
That costs
like,
us money. That's why they couldn't do it.
oh, it genuinely made me annoyed. But I mean, obviously, and also I feel like you agree with this. No hate to her. No hate to Holly Bailey or Holly Berry. Holly. Fuck, what's her name?
Holly.
I think it is Holly Bailey.
I think it would be Bailey. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it.
I don't know her
anything.
name. I don't know her name. No hate to no hate to the actress. She was amazing. She can sing her ass off. She nailed that shit, and it was great. I loved it. I personally loved it so much. But yeah, I just feel like they could have handled it better. And listen, I'm all here. And okay, so Snow White, right? They made her Latina, which I had a problem with because the whole point of Snow White, you know, hair as black as night, skin as pale as
White.
as snow,
Pale as snow.
pale as snow, hair as black as night, right? I'm like, why? Like, you, like, it's literally like in her lore. It's literally in her like nursery rhyme.
Another thing that's okay. It's like we're on this topic, but like, here's the thing.
Let's just
I'm-
go. Like,
I want-
just go for it, bro.
I know
Like,
it's just like the hard part about a lot of these stuff is like, I'm a person of white color, so it's hard. So it's like I feel hard to just talk about a lot of stuff because I know it's like,
yeah, just because like you feel like uncomfortable and like people can attack you just because like
yeah.
like they're like, oh, you're white, so like you don't have an opinion on like colored people.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, I have opinions. But like, it's not that I'm not uncomfortable. It's more of I truly have to just be careful about every single thing I say.
Yeah, I get
Because
that.
a single thing I say could turn into mass hysteria.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, basically, what I'm gonna say is, like, I think it just would make more sense if they were white.
Yeah,
Just because
it just makes sense with her whole story and everything.
if they were to change to Latina or Latino, make it somehow fit in the story. Like, actually, like, or
Right.
like,
And that's the thing, like, they're making all these changes, but they're not making changes to the story. They're just changing the character and be like, representation. But I'm like, bitch,
that's not reputation. That's just
like color washing a character and being like, yay, representation. Like,
or another hot take that, you know how you're getting like something that kind of pissed me off.
mhm.
Just because I'm Irish,
I'm also Irish Polish, the two races that have been bullied the most in Europe of everything. Or I'm gonna just keep going.
You're digressing. It's okay.
But the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh.
They're getting rid of Johnny Depp, or they're adding him in, but they're gonna throw him out.
Like it's like he's like starring in
He's
it, but
starring,
like not necessarily.
They're gonna push him out though. That's obvious.
Yeah.
And the newest character is, I believe, a Latino woman who's taking care for like based off of an actual real character.
Okay.
A real historic person who is a pirate queen in the Mediterranean, who is Irish, ginger, white skin, and it's like, come on, like
that's icky.
Icky for me or icky
for them, like
in a way, because it's like that is my history right there.
Yeah,
like I've studied I like to study my history. You know, that's my history.
And she's Latina.
I think it's Latina. I would have to check on that,
but she's like ethnic. She's not
ethnic. She's not
like a white.
Irish. She's not. You know, and they're going off of a real historic person who was
continue. Sorry.
Who was considered to be the pirate queen of the Mediterranean. We also have the pirate queen of the Indian Ocean, which was Chinese, and I read into her. She was awesome.
Cool.
But like, this is a pirate queen, and it's like you're kind of like you're washing out just a little bit of that history, you know?
Yeah.
Representation.
Yeah. And I think also the fact, the fact that it's a real life character too, like that's kind of like. But what I was. Oh, going back to Snow White. Also, sorry.
It's all fine.
There's no dwarves.
They got rid of that.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There's no dwarves. It's so stupid. It makes no sense. Like
because they're afraid of saying like dwarves. Because it's now like people are like, oh, it's a slang.
Well, and now they're saying like the politically correct term is like little people or whatever, or tiny people or something like that, or something. I feel like little is less offensive than tiny people.
Oh my God, Yuri.
I'm sorry, little people, but like even like little people, they're coming out and saying like, yeah, we prefer the term dwarves, like we don't fucking give a shit, right? And so I'm just like, why? It makes no sense.
It's progressive. As Disney, we say it's progressive.
I think my biggest issue, right, is that like, and like at this point you can't really even get mad at like the cast or production or anything. The only people you can get mad at is like the screenwriters and the story writers, because instead of deciding to make a new like Latina princess or make a new black princess or whatever, right, they're just taking one that already exists and just making her black or Latina, right? And I feel like that's not representation. Like, you're making a character, yeah, sure, you're making them black and like whatever, right? That's great representation. But you're getting rid of all the culture that makes that person, you know, what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with Black Ariel, they don't reference it in like any of like her like you know what I mean? Like with Ariel, they don't like bring it up anywhere except for like visually. You know what I mean? And I had a talk with like a teacher back when Little Ariel was coming out, right? Or Little Mermaid, was coming out.
Yeah.
And she was like, and what she helped me realize, and she helped me put it to words, because I was upset about the fact that they made her black, but I just I couldn't put a word to it and put it say it correctly, right? But she was like, what you're upset about is that they're not actually representing the race that they want to represent. They're representing, they're just changing a character instead of just making a new character for that race. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's just not it. That's just not it. Instead of making a new black princess, or even making a live action Tiana movie, right? They're just they're just grabbing something else and just
throwing it in.
It's stupid.
It's like throwing a wrench into a giant machine. You're not gonna fix it. You're just gonna break it.
Exactly. It's beyond stupid. Beyond. And then, did you hear about Sleeping Beauty?
Yes, I did.
Sleeping Beauty's not gonna have a Prince Charming because they don't want.
Yep.
They don't want that in kids' minds that you need to have a man fix your problems. But I'm like, bitch, Prince Charming is more Sleeping Beauty than Sleeping Beauty. Like that's like half the movie. Like in the original animation, Sleeping Beauty only has like 23 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how are you gonna get rid of like a key component of the movie, and just like?
I'm just gonna ask, like, if you're gonna get rid of Prince Handsome, then rename Sleeping Beauty to something else. Like, you can't. It doesn't fit.
I don't know. It's stupid. But
Rename her to Sleeping Ugly.
Sleeping Ugly. Bitch, they could cast me in that shit. I love sleep and I'm ugly as fuck. So.
Perfect.
Perfect. Also, really quick, since we're talking about adaptations, One Piece was a great adaptation. And I love that they made Luffy, they made him like Brazilian. Or like at least ethnically like ambiguous. But like I'm pretty sure like the actual actor is from Brazil or something. Or like he's down from South America. I'm just gonna point that out. Which is great because it actually makes sense for the character where the scene is like that's a good example of the correct type of representation. They have Luffy with his accent, which is great, which is that actor has put on American accent before in different shows, and they actually had him like have his actual normal accent for that show, which I found amazing. And like it just makes sense. It makes sense for the show. It makes sense, like, with what the mangaka decided that character was going to be. And I'm just, like, I don't know. I love the One Piece adaptation. I think, like, that's... If you want to make a character ethnic or more ethnic in a show, I feel like that's, like, kind of, like, the example you should, like, go off of, They referenced it. They acknowledged it. They had it, like, actually affect the character. And it was great. Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
It turned out awesome, Rob's yawning. I feel like that is our signal to end.
What?
We've also been recording for like an hour and a half.
And it is 1 o'clock.
It is 1:44, basically like 2. So, yeah, that was this episode of Park Car Convos, our official first episode that's going to go up. This is going to be episode 1.
Yay!
I don't know what I'm going to title this, but...
The first... you know what we should do? Birthday music movies.
Birthday music movies. So, thank you guys for listening to this episode. Please subscribe if you're not already. Please hit the like button. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all 3 or, 1 of each. Thank you. And yeah, that was Park Car Convos with Rob Crownson and Yuri Castro. And Castro. Not again. We're not doing this again. We already did this at the beginning. We already did this bit in the beginning. Please stop. But yeah, we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.